Okay, and we can begin. Hold on a sec. Just want to
Eh,
check to make sure things are working. I don't know why I cannot hear my co-host here.
Can you hear me? I'm alive.
Okay, now I can hear him. One sec. And just to make sure everything else is being picked up. Let's go. Switch my phone over to my YouTube. But yeah, welcome everyone to Exalted Scarf Cast number 42. When you just don't get the magic. We'll be going into that later on.
Yes.
But yeah, just for funsies, I just discovered a trailer for a new character in Hellish Court. And actually, I'm gonna have to share my screen on my friend's Discord so he can see what I'm seeing.
Okay.
As well, let's just get this overlay out of the way. Oh, not that one. This one. But yeah, this might be the best one yet. Oh,
Oh, this looks neat.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of death. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
keep in mind, this is Hellish Court, a fighting game with realistic sword physics.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee.
You said it was abandoned. It's just a priest.
Show yourself, devil.
Look, mate, it's the Holy Father. Go back to your prayers, priest. Just take some stuff and leave.
Saracens! I am the Crusader of the Lord. Come and be purged by this holy blade.
Alright, now let's take this in. Their newest character is a drunk priest that's going through PTSD who was a former crusader who mistakes intruders for Saracens.
Okay. That's pretty fun at the very least.
Holy shit. It's like, at this point, all their other characters look generic compared to this. I have never seen a character like this in any game ever.
I kind of want to see where this goes. This looks like it could be fun, but I imagine it's going to be buggy as fuck.
Yeah, I think the game is still technically in early access, but
Look,
but yeah, this is a game
I
that focuses deeply on like actual like sword maneuvering.
understandable. I'm just look. I am willing to play Euro jank fighting game.
They had to mocap this and actually try to make this guy look like he's drunk while he's fighting.
They actually got a drunken sword guy, and everybody's like, hopefully he doesn't actually hurt somebody or himself.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's like they already have a drunk sword fighter character and a
Fair,
long swordsman character, like right
fair.
here. But yeah, that's something I'm kind of excited for because not to mention, it's like I don't remember Hellish Court having such any kind of in-depth storyline, but it looks like they're going all in on that one.
Yeah, well, it's an early access game. Maybe they are trying to develop like more story as it goes on. Like something similar to what Street Fighter did.
Yeah.
You know. Oh yeah, Bandai Namco announces the logo.
Yeah. Speaking of game companies that
I
have that have that have been
Yeah,
making
apparently
fighting
it didn't
games,
go well. Apparently it didn't go fucking over well in Japan either.
I'm just like, you have something that's like very eye-catching, very ornately designed, but then they decide, oh, damn it, I've had enough of NFT games. But yeah, that's ornately designed, and then they go for something that's generic, but it has a pink outline to it.
I hate the look of it so much because I kind of know why they're going with the pink outline. It's kind of arcadish in a way, like kind of gets to feel that neon arcade scene, you know? But yeah, no, I don't like the new logo, honestly. It's just very boring, simple. I don't like how it looks like a word balloon. It doesn't really have an identity, you know?
Especially since Bandai Namco has already been pictured on many arcade machines.
Yeah. Well, Bandai Namco is like one of the big, like, I just don't see the point. Like, it actually just reminds me, it just reminds me of how, like, Dunkin' Donuts tries to rebrand, of, like, just keeps on simplifying and simplifying. It's like, what is life anymore? We're no longer Dunkin' Donuts. We're now just Dunkin'. And like honestly, like if I was gonna make like a more simplified logo, I would not even like make it something new. I would just see like the regular Bandai logo is already pretty fucking simple,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, they. I think they tried to make it into like a word bubble. Fun for all into the future is now saying Bandai Namco.
Like I don't know, like I just don't like the look of it. It's just
Ugh. With the start of an next
fun.
midterm plan of April 22, our new purpose would be the ultimate definition of who we are as a company. It was developed based on internal and external surveys and on discussions among employees from around the world whose opinions and ideas guided and inspire us. Right.
Uh-huh.
It's
I don't think this
it's
I honestly don't.
always the employees, not the consumers.
Well, like honestly, it's like this. I understand wanting to like represent your employees and stuff, but still,
Yeah. It's just, I mean, just trying to imagine. It's like, oh yeah, with intense competition in today's rapidly changing global market, uh oh, and increasing diverse consumer needs, this decision aims to strengthen Bandai Namco's concept in every region while leveraging the individuality of each group company. Oh dear. So yeah, they're trying to make themselves into a global corporation.
to be fair, this is kind of one of those things of like Bandai Namco is kind of clearly trying to catch up because, oh god, like a lot of their major franchises were kind of kicked around last generation.
You know, every time I hear the word like global, I always think Tencent.
Well, I'm honestly thinking about in terms of because oh my god, the Details franchise get fucked over hard by its producer.
You know, I'm trying to think of this like what games belong to Bandai Namco. I mean, there's the Soul Calibur series, there's the Time Crisis series.
They're also trying to get out stuff like the Super Robot Wars series into the American market.
Okay, that one I get, but it's like Do they need a branding change for that one? I mean, dude, there's been like tons of Gundam fans over here.
Um, dude, I don't know. Like, you have like honestly, it's not even like I think they're trying to do it for new fans of like we have to reintroduce ourselves, and then it's like, and then it's just like they fall over trying to look cool to new kids. It's kind of like the old man trying to basically be like, "Yo, okay, fellow kids,
Yeah, it's kind of like
I'm
that.
Bandai Namco."
Hey kids, try out our Bandai Namco games. It's like that. It's like that hip priest that's trying to be cool with the kids. It's like, hey kids, get high on Jesus. It's like not gonna work out that way.
I'm get. I know what I'm gonna get high on. Not Jesus, because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, of course. This is probably going all the way back to the Dead Sea Scrolls era, and we've already had
Yeah,
our Bible man.
Bible man.
Yeah, proof that anything can be a superhero nowadays.
Yes, of course. You, he can be a superhero. I can be a superhero. You're a superhero. We're all superhero. Look,
I still
and
love that video. This is just, or just the purpose of that video is just to highlight how like diluted the whole superhero genre has been.
oh, I just thought I really liked how I really liked that video a lot. I liked it. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, it's just it's like John Constantine. I think counts as a superhero. He hangs out with the Justice League and everything,
He's a member of the Justice League. He's not even like a full fucking like you can go basically like, oh, he
and he
hangs.
just
No, no,
has a
no. Like
name. That's the thing.
he's not even the first one of like any superhero. Like you have to understand. Technically, Zatanna. That's just her name.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. But holy
I'm
shit.
just saying, man. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I wonder. It's like, is Gundam owned by Bandai Namco? I'm trying to remember.
Yes. Um.
Oh,
Yeah. Like look, Bandai owns Gundam, so Bandai Namco owns Gundam.
oh
Or
dear.
actually, what the hell? Let me see this.
Yeah, I
What?
remember a specific YouTuber was getting so obsessed with. He recently got into Gundam and he started crying because he was so touched by it all.
I love look.
But yeah, he would
Uh,
definitely hate this.
it's not the worst thing ever, but still, I. But yeah, no, Gundam is like no, but they own Gundam. Uh, like it's one of the big things that they like have, and it's a huge franchise. Like, look, um, Bandai Bandai basically, you know, became Bandai basically made the Gundam franchise by basically and I'm sorry for saying basically a lot, uh by making Gunpla and a couple other things, and my god, they're huge in the toy industry, like
Yeah, Transformers
everything.
2, isn't it?
No, that's Takara.
Alright.
But it's Macross. Like, look, besides Transformers, we're just gonna leave them off the table. If your mecha has a toy, it's probably has at least one by Bandai.
Yeah.
Or two. Actually, it wouldn't shock me if somehow Bandai roped Hasbro into doing like one Transformers character in one of their lines, but I don't think so because they've often been competitors, especially with Takara. But you know, it's like, yeah, no, it's Bandai, but no, Gundam is like a huge franchise for them. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
not even getting into how they handle the Dragon Ball license because I think I think they have the master license for the toys.
All right.
And if you're wondering what the master license is, it's basically like we're the main toy people, but there could be other things.
Yeah. And but yeah, speaking of Japanese media, Japanese anime Bell seeks to rewrite the script on female power.
What?
Apparently, there's a new anime that's like that came out in Japan. That's basically it's like what if Beauty and the Beast was an anime?
Okay, that's not so unusual.
But yeah,
I mean, have you heard the Ancient Magus Bride? It's actually out a couple years ago.
but
But
yeah, this has gotten like many on the anti-woke crowd up in arms, where because
oh
of the
no,
whole it's like
okay,
female empowerment message of this film. And I feel
okay.
like there's a guy who happens to be wearing a leather jacket and aviators, spinning in his chair, flipping the bird right about
um
now.
well, besides that, let me actually talk about this because I know what you're talking about now, and I'll talk about this whole thing. So here's the thing: I haven't seen the movie. All right,
None of us
so
has.
let's
It still hasn't been released in America yet.
yeah, and if it gets released sometime in the near future, I'll watch it myself because I'm curious. But I'll admit I was going to watch it anyway because it's by Mamoru Hosoda, and
Oh,
Mamoru Hosoda made like
yeah.
two of my favorite movies. And I'm just gonna tell you this: this feels like an attempt at this whole fucking article is an attempt for mainstream attention. Because I'm just gonna be honest here, like the whole female empowerment thing. If you actually know anything about anime history, like Sailor Moon's a thing.
Yeah.
Uh, Not even just that. There's Cutie Honey, Cardcaptor Sakura, Magic Knight Rayearth. Okay, just Clamp, but even ignoring them, you have stuff like Corrector UA. You have stuff like Ghost in the Shell. Um,
What's it?
Urusei
Mezzoforte as
Yatsura.
well.
Like, I'm I'm just saying that
This
if
is
you
the first
really
time we've
want to
seen something like this, by the way, guys.
well, in anime terms, um, it's very easy to find like a lot of Princess Mononoke. If you want to go more
Yeah.
mainstream, like I don't know, like this is very much I feel like this is very much PR, just try and get attention for this
Yeah,
movie
I feel
because
like this is bait too. I mean, we've seen this
um
before in the gaming industry where they go like, first, empower female game character.
because they are clearly trying for more an international audience. One of the character designers is the guy who designed Elsa for Frozen, or the female. I don't know who the artist's name is. It could be he or she,
Yeah,
or it, or
I
something.
mean,
I
my
don't.
first exposure to this is when I just, well, because I like to switch my VPN to Japan just to watch anime ads before my YouTube videos. I just saw it as an ad for an anime under like Millennium U thing or something like that. And it looked
Yeah.
pretty good in terms of animation.
Um, Mamoru Hosoda has made really good films before. Wolf Children, Summer Wars, The Girl Who
Oh
Left Through
yeah,
Time.
it gave me a lot of Summer Wars vibes.
I'll I'll admit I'll admit The Girl Who Left Through Time is one of my favorite anime films of all time. Summer
Yeah.
Wars 2, actually. Actually, he also did Digimon Our War Game, if Digimon fans know, or AKA, this was what Summer Wars was based on. jokes aside, uh, yeah, no. So I was actually really looking forward to this movie, but I will admit the way it's being covered by mainstream press is, whoa. It's
Virtual
like
World U. So it is. So it is Summer Wars, effectively.
it could be. It's probably a spiritual successor, essentially, where basically it's like, oh, you know, we're doing our own take. We're doing like where it's not really a sequel, but it deals with a lot of the same themes.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
I mean, granted, I haven't really been into much of modern anime because, well, it's all been reduced to just waifu material, and that's mostly what it's been for the past few years.
Fair enough.
So, but yeah, when I first saw this, I'm like, holy shit! Did we go back in time? Back when anime was good?
Oh, a little bit.
It's like back when it was more than just uh cosplay and spank material, where it's like, oh, it's like we have like a major emphasis on like the effort and design in creating a very much sci-fi esque type world.
A lot of anime still do that. You're like honestly just ask me about stuff sometimes. To be fair, but like I'll say this,
Yeah, but
man.
a lot of it has been like saturated with like, hey, we're in high school, but this weird thing is happening.
Look.
Or in
Oh,
isekai genre, the scourge
okay,
of it.
okay, okay. There are a lot of isekai shows. I will admit that. Most of them, most of them kind of blow sometimes. There is one I actually that's really good, but I'll talk about that later. Well,
But
not
yeah, it's
really,
like
but
I mean, I got into anime. It was like back when like it was Saturday Anime back in the when Sci-Fi Channel was called Sci-Fi, not Sci-Fi.
oh god,
But
yeah, no, I
yeah,
get.
this is like I grew up on stuff like Lensman, Eight Man After, Dominion Tank Police. Of course, every time I bring that up, I mean nerds will just cream their jeans over the freaking cat girls in that series, and not the fact that the tanks look almost alien in their design, almost like they're insects with turrets on them. There's also Project A, which was oddly the most schoolgirlish anime I've ever enjoyed. Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
Vampire Hunter D with
yeah.
with all the
Look,
crazy monster designs they have in that one.
a Vampire Hunter D is some good shit. Um, God, Bloodlust is such a good movie. But like, honestly, the issue here with like this article is that it is fucking dumb like movie bait trying to
Yeah, I I,
trying to basically be
I think
yeah.
it's just bait. I mean, from what I hear, it's not nearly as ham. The actual film is not nearly as ham-fisted as the article makes it out to be.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah,
It's
and for those of you freaking
probably
out
this
about the whole like fan surface is under attack, just like anime is not just fan surface, guys.
no.
There's more to it than that.
No, anime has to be fan service or else.
I mean, it's like watch Venus Wars. Watch some of the old stuff before you
Oh,
were given like boob physics and everything.
well, to be fair, boob physics did come up about in the 80s when like the anime boom you're talking about came in.
Ah, jeez, I'm not going into
Like
Rama one half.
I Rama one half was not the originator. It was Gunbuster
Oh yeah,
or Otaku no Video. Uh, but look, a lot of this whole thing is I want to see this movie because I'm curious about it. Uh, it's a very interesting thing, but like I don't know. To me, it's like denying the history of the medium and its portrayal of characters. I always hate this shit because I have to basically tell people like guys, there's a deeper history they're not telling you about,
Yeah.
or shit like that. Like
Well, they'll.
anytime I have to bring up here's the thing. Every time everybody's like Watchmen was the first dark comic, and I have to be like, hold up. Let me talk about this. It was not. It was one of a. And it's like you have to realize it's just part of various scenes, and this one's worse in the fact that like anime for women and manga for women have been a thing since like the 60s.
Wasn't there an entire
Female
genre
empower-
for that?
well, it's a demographic.
Yeah.
Like it's like you can be ticked off by like I understand being ticked off like in portrayals in shonen media and the like to an extent, but you know, like who the fuck cares after a while? Like especially because it's like, look, some of these are also like fantasy stories,
Yeah.
so but
I mean,
yeah.
keep in mind, it's like these guys, it's like, they'll always try to deny history just to make themselves feel like pioneers.
Guys, I'm a pioneer. You're a pioneer.
It's like
Everyone's a
an
pioneer.
innovator. I mean, it's like we've seen this with Zoe Quinn. It's like our first female game developer after like so many other female game developers.
Ugh, God, I hate talking about her. And somebody forced to talk. Somebody tried to force me to talk about them on my fucking Twitter.
Oh boy.
Ugh. Let me tell you about this because we also got He also looked at our video, so I'm just gonna fucking talk about him for. Sorry. There was this Twitter account named Randy Moore, and I assume that's a fake one, a sock puppet account or something. Whatever. It's
So we're not
followed by
inviting
like
harassment here, guys. This is like it's a sock puppet anyways.
I don't care at this point because here's the thing. Okay, you shouldn't harass people, but I am gonna use my time to say fuck him on stream. Let me tell you about this. I basically said in my Twitter post, don't fucking involve me in Gamergate or Comicsgate bullshit. Not I don't want to here's the thing. On my Twitter I tend to avoid it because I don't think discussion of it is useful at this point. It's stupid drama. A lot of people have taken sides on it. And I basically at this point I just want to wash my hands of it. I frankly don't want to talk about any of the people involved if I can help it.
Yeah, not to
You
mention it's
know?
been a long time over.
Yeah, like I feel like we as a society should just move the fuck on. Right?
Yeah,
We.
there are newer things to flip out about.
Yeah. Like we as a society should just collectively move on from Gamergate.
Yeah. On to something like
uh,
the Fandom Menace, which I'll get into later on.
uh, we'll talk about that. Anyway,
But
I got involved. This guy found some posts that I made and kept trying to drag me into shit. And I constantly had to like fuck him over in terms of like, okay, like he tried to get me into his Frank Miller racist argument, which is a whole thing. And I've talked about it before, but basically at this point, look, if you're mad about Holy Terror, Frank Miller apologized for it. I don't know what you want at this point.
ah, dude, I know what you mean, man. It's like it's kind of awkward being like a minority who enjoys Lovecraft, because then I get roped into a lot of Lovecraft racism arguments.
I had to, dude. I literally was posting about Frank Miller's work because here's the thing: Frank Miller is a Democrat, and I
Yeah.
mean, like he didn't go like full right wing Republican, guys. And I was recently posting on my Twitter about work of his where he symbolizes the main character and who's an African American woman. I'm just gonna special as a Black Panther, killing her racist general who is represented as a big white game hunter from back in the day.
Yeah.
That is so over the top symbolism. I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie. It's unsubtle. It's you know it's like it is what it is. But I mean, like, what do you want? Like, Frank Miller is not a racist. The guy was making fun of Ronald Reagan back in the day. I'm sorry that he was traumatized by 9/11. Uh, which, I mean, what do
Are
you
we even
want?
allowed to be traumatized by 9/11 anymore?
Oh, like, the guy was in New York when it happened, so I'm allowing it.
Yeah, it's just crawl through blood and bones to find my
Uh,
brother among the wreckage. He was in
look,
Canada at the time.
he apologized for a lot of shit he said. He wasn't in the right headspace. He also might have been suffering from cancer, but we have not confirmed that. Uh, um, but besides that whole thing, the guy just kept dragging me, and I fucking cussed him out when he brought up the Alex, the creator of Night in the
Yeah,
Woods.
Django Unchained level of subtlety.
Like the 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 Alex the guy Zoe Quinn bullied into killing himself.
Yeah, Alex Halako.
Yeah, no. Alex Halakal. I Here's the thing. I basically just I'll say this. I don't like I try to avoid the drama, but that Alex Halakal thing, no. He should not have killed himself. It should not have gotten up to that. And apparently the guy was suffering from a lot of mental issues. I I'm sorry. Uh I know supposedly he might have hurt people, but I also would like to see what the evidence was, what would have been brought against him. It should not have gotten to that point. And the way the guy just talked about it, oh my god. I wanted to kick him in the ball because Jesus Christ, like, I'm sorry. And he was like, even his sister said he was a monster. And then I read the fucking quote, and he just was taken fucking out of context. And
Yeah.
she basically said he was trying to get better. He realized he had a problem. He had mental issues. I'm like, well, fuck you, dude. And then I found out the guy was defending Amber Heard.
Yeah.
The guy, the woman we have on tape talking about how she abused her husband.
Yeah, there are many layers to this, guys.
It's not even layers. That is fucking proof. That is a smoking gun. That's more than a smoking gun. That's a smoking gun with a confession taped to it. Like, what more do you need? Like, I'm sorry. You have to. The courts were. No, the courts can be fucking wrong. The proof is in the public now. You can't deny it. You can look it up on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Like, who tapes themselves saying, I shat on your bed and no one's gonna believe you because you're a man? Who does that shit? At this point, it's like, okay, yeah, no, she's fucked up, yo. She's fucked up. I mean, like, as long, like, I don't know what you can do, and plus, we don't exactly have the court hearings. Anyway, yeah, no, fuck him. Yeah, I just am like, yeah, no. Some people, I just could not stand that motherfucker, and I hope he gets kicked in the ball for all the shit he caused me. Anyway, moving on.
Metaphorically, of course. But anyways,
Yes.
speaking of empowered, I mean companies that empower women. Looks like Activision Blizzard agrees to pay like 18 million to settle a sexual harassment suit.
Oh, 18 million. How low?
Yeah,
Honestly, I think they should probably pay somewhere close to 1 billion, but that's just me.
but oh boy, there's a lot. uh, remember, remember when Blizzard was just like a much smaller studio and they just made like a strategy game and RPG games, and now all of this is going on. You got employees doing walkouts and everything. All the crazy stuff that has been coming out. I mean, they've been like shredding evidence as well. This has been a hell of a
Yeah.
year for Activision Blizzard.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Not to mention, we managed to watch an exodus of World of Warcraft over something like this.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, people were getting onto things like Final Fantasy Online. And in fact, just recently, I believe New World has come out. Suspiciously timed, by the way.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing live streams of that everywhere.
Yeah, I have not really looked into the New World stuff, so that is a relatively new to me. But I have been hearing about some shit.
But yeah, but if this means the downfall of World of Warcraft, that means, well, history abhors a vacuum, so others are gonna take its place. And I mean, it could mean that someone like Amazon could move in with their new world and actually get into the gaming market, or at least the online gaming market.
Yeah.
But yeah, this could very well be the capstone on Blizzard, and well, this would, if any company needs a rebranding, it's this one.
Honestly, Blizzard needs to get like, look, I don't know. Honestly, I'll have to say it. I kind of want Activision Blizzard to burn to the ground.
Yeah,
That
I
might
mean,
sound mean.
I mean, let's face it, all the talent that made all the stuff that we grew up with is gone.
Uh huh.
It's just like it's just corporate suits running the whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah, alleging that Activision is a breeding ground of sexual harassment with male workers, fostering a frat boy culture. Yep. It, oh, jeez, I hate frat boy culture. It is the most obnoxious thing ever. I mean, I've worked under bosses that have a frat boy culture to them, and
Yeah.
they don't just harass women; they just harass anyone they can get away with. They'll just play jokes on people that they believe won't fight back, and they won't because, well, they're usually supervisors or managers who you cannot like get back at or complain too much of unless you want like severe penalties.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are the kind of guys who like to abuse. Frat boys are the kind of guys who like to abuse their powers.
Very. Like,
But the upside to this is that, I mean, is that this might bring down World of Warcraft by, like, I don't think it'll kill it entirely, because, well, that's a tough thing to kill. There have been many attempted WoW killers over the years, but it will bring it down just enough so that other MMO games might have a chance to prosper.
yeah.
Yeah, 18 mil is like 1/10 the severance package the fired execs got.
Hmm. But yeah, no, like at this point, it's like, just, just,
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm with you. I would say let it burn because it's like it's no longer the Blizzard I know and love. It's been gone for quite a while now.
oh yeah,
I mean, and it shows. I mean, they're repackaging and like resense and their censoring of their recent games. I mean, with WoW turning essentially pictures of women into literal bowls of fruit,
yes,
the uglifying of Diablo 2's characters, which, thankfully there is a toggle mode for like the classic version. And I can only see things kind of going downhill from here.
Well, right now they're kept. Right now, like there are some people who are like, "How much does Blizzard have to change the game before we can enjoy it again?" And I'm like, "No, no, fuck you! Don't ever enjoy it again. Fucking hold the company to the coals."
Yeah. I mean, I stopped buying Blizzard stuff a long ass time ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
hell, I was even done with them before the Blitzchung incident. Because it's like, I was not satisfied with the direction the StarCraft story
Man,
went.
man, doesn't Blitzchung on some level seem like a more innocent time?
Yeah, it does.
I hate saying that. And
I mean, that but yeah, that was another holy shit incident. But my main hope is that other MMOs will get a chance to rise up because part of the reason why nothing could ever compete against WoW was just the sheer fact that everyone and their friends were already on WoW, but now that they're having such a major exodus to other games, is you might see much more diversity in the online gaming space. Who knows? Maybe Funcom might actually like fix their Secret World game, and I might actually have a reason to go back to that.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the only MMO game I actually spent a considerable amount of time on, mainly because it's a horror themed MMO that has a very lot of Lovecraftian influences to it. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we run out of time, let's get into the last story.
Sure.
Oh boy. You
What's
hear
the
that,
last
Dave?
story?
That is the sound of a million Raylo fans screaming out in outrage, and then we're suddenly silenced.
What happened in Star Wars?
Star Wars editor Marcia Lucas criticizes
Oh,
sequels.
fucking A. Yeah,
You
no.
don't get the magic of Star Wars. Hence the title of this
Oh,
stream, when you just don't get the magic.
uh-huh. Oh god, no. Like fucking A. Yeah. Uh I agree. Like uh like fucking yeah, no, like she's not wrong. At the very least, she could say it because guess what? Uh, she's like a lot of people are okay. So let me put it this way: a lot of people, I feel like there's a lot of like weird wrinkling of the past of like trying to say, guys, the real person of Star Wars is this person, when we should probably look at it more as a collaborative effort between a lot of different parties
Yeah, it
who are
really
able to come
is.
together, like, and not just like say one is the savior. But at least she can get away with saying it because a lot of people, a lot of Marvel's, sorry, a lot of Disney Star Wars fans tend to be like, "Oh, George was just ruining," and I'm like, "Oh
Well,
no."
that was a justification for the new Star Wars. I mean, it's like a lot of the Disney Wars fans were just bashing George Lucas and then propping up Marsha Lucas for saving Star Wars as female empowerment. So after all that, and then all of a sudden hearing this, that's gotta sting.
Uh,
It's
there's a
like
lot of
building up your
stinging.
own Death Star only for that Death Star to be turned against you.
There's a lot of stinging to this, and I can't disagree with her. And I'll just say it. Okay. You want to know what I think the problem with Ray is as a character in the movies that really doesn't help her? Is that she doesn't have a motivation in the first film that is conductive to the story. And now people might be wondering, what do you mean? And it's like this: imagine your character. Like, here's the thing: the movie's emotional climax focuses entirely on Han Solo,
Yeah.
and Ray literally just met him.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my god,
I mean,
the
it's
movie
not
would
like
have made
old Ben Kenobi, whereas like old Ben was like living on the same planet as Luke Skywalker. Luke probably knew him all
like
his own life, his whole life as just this old hermit that lives somewhere.
here's the problem with Ray. You introduce her into the Skywalker saga, and you have to go back and explain why she's important to it.
Yeah, a lot of things were just retroactive in their storyline.
Like, and then Ryan Johnston came in and was like, "No, she's not important. She's completely new." And yet the emotional climax has to constantly go back to the original shit. Are you kidding me? The problem with the Star Wars stuff is this: the new stuff doesn't feel important to the old stuff, and the old stuff is completely different context at times or no context. It's like this. It's just a badly conceived world, and I always thought that. It's just not as well conceived. They really needed to work on this. They rushed it out.
Yeah, it's like get a Star Wars movie first, then worry about the story later. Doesn't work like that, guys. It's I mean, it was crazy when all this was coming out. I mean, especially with the jarring differences in the mid portion of the series and then final portion. It was like two different people argue. It's like it's like arguing over the same plot points.
Yeah.
And I especially like this quote here. It's like she ends it by saying, "It's like you don't get the Jedi story, you don't get the magic of Star Wars. You're getting rid of Han Solo." It's basically she got pissed off at the the Force Awakens when this whole thing started. When people were most forgiving.
I think she has a right to actually criticize. You know, because she did work a lot on it. She was close to George, and like she was married to the guy.
Oh yeah, and you could say the same with Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, in a sense, you have like these two. Well, not the married part, but you have these two like strong, empowered, self-made women in the industry who have worked on the same project, and they've come to different conclusions.
Well, from what I can tell with Kathleen Kennedy, she was always a producer. She was just never creative. And now that she has the power to be a creative, her limitations are just shown through. Because I'll be honest, getting a project off the ground, oh my god, Indiana Jones 5 is probably going to be a train wreck.
Oh man. You know what's gonna happen is that when Indiana Jones 5 comes out, people are gonna start looking back more fondly on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Probably. I already am. I actually think I was like a little too harsh on that movie at times. I mean, it's ridiculous, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I get where they were going with it, but it's just I just felt like they
Uh,
were relying way too much on the green screen effects.
Honestly, look, I get it, but my point being here is that like, you know, oh god, like, especially because I'm kind of tired of films trying to kill off heroes at this point to like try and make big statements. Because you know who just fucking died in a film?
James Bond?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh dear. Yeah,
And
I've
I'm
been
like,
hearing about that. I'm like, wait, what?
yeah, no. Uh, it happens, I guess, and people are like, we should retire James. Like, who the fuck are you gonna replace with James? Like, here's the thing. I don't think you can kill James Bond at this point. I think you can kill a version of him, but you can't kill James Bond.
It, yeah, it's just what the hell are you guys doing?
I know, right? There's a
But
lot of what the hell moments right now.
but yeah, we're gonna end up seeing like a huge disavowing of Marsha Lucas, almost to the same vein as Gina Carano. I mean, if the whole Gina Carano thing is any indication, I mean, these people weren't interested in strong, empowered women in the industry, anyways. And that's just like that's just the long and short of it.
Yeah, so it is what it is right now. We'll see what happens.
But yeah,
See.
this is. It, I'm afraid that this trend will probably continue on for a while. Cause keep in mind, a lot of these movies were planned and deeply in the works, like long before the backlashes started getting in. So it takes a while to right the ship, but it's already hitting this iceberg. But yeah, if anything, I consider this a win for the fandom menace out there. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, congratulations, guys. But yeah, you have anything else to say about this?
At this point, not really much to say other than, oh god, of course, this whole thing. Honestly,
Yeah, and they're
it's
all trying to be pioneer. I remember when they were trying to act like they were pioneers about this one here. It's like, first female Jedi in Star Wars after like Ahsoka Tano. You mean after
um
that?
before that, like there's a lot of female Jedi's in Star Wars, honestly.
Yeah, especially if you go into the extended universe. Holy crap! If you go
Yeah,
into
I
the
mean,
games, especially.
no, no, no. This is the first canon one until we say it's not canon.
Yeah, until we say it's not canon. Oh, jeez, I'm reminded about the whole stuff with Shang-Chi. It's like the first Chinese-led uh action hero film. It's like, what you mean, like first Chinese action hero film based off of a comic that was inspired by an Chinese action hero?
Yeah,
It's like Chinese. It's like Shang-Chi as inspired by Bruce Lee. Oh boy. It's like it's like I said before, it's like they like to erase history in order to make themselves seem like they're innovators. Oh, I get it's like and then there was like the whole thing with Finn in Star Wars being like the first black protagonist in a Star Wars movie. Or black character in a Star Wars movie after what?
like
After Mace
somebody
Windu?
had to tell somebody had to tell Twitter, the Twitter bot on Star Wars that they missed the birthday of Billy D. Williams.
Yeah! Holy shit.
They were like, uh. It, it was great, and by great I mean awful because
But yeah, it
that's
was like,
embarrassing for
and I
everyone.
know that with the new Indiana Jones, once they get like their female protagonist in on that one, it's gonna be the first female adventure after Lara Croft.
I know, right? Like, look, uh, this is gonna be special. We'll see how it goes, but I doubt that this is gonna be. Look, there. It's just at this point, I don't know, like how you're going to replace Indiana Jones. Frankly, here's the thing. Do you know Indiana Jones is partially inspired by James Bond?
Yeah,
Just give him a fucking new actor at this point.
it's just it's just like it's all. I mean, these were like old classic serials and pulp characters.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
Honestly,
I'm with Razor Fist, where it's like, let's just bring back the pulps.
uh
Not
here's
into this
my
Hollywood, but basically from like other places.
here's my thing. Like, if you really need to see a new Indiana Jones film, just add in the fucking Mummy to your watch list.
Oh yeah, the Mummy.
Any of the Mummy movies. Dear Lord, actually, I think on some level, if they dropped the Mummy title and just called it something else, then they could have just made it the Adventures of like Rick. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like you could just have like Brendan Fraser going up against other things. Hell, the Mummy prequel was like the Scorpion King could very
Mhm.
well have been its own Conan the Barbarian storyline.
yeah,
I mean, it was getting dangerously close to like being like Conan the Barbarian at times. And hell, it's like there are
yeah.
moments in uh the new Jumanji movies where it kind of felt a fair bit like an Indiana Jones style movie.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
But yeah, but that, but we've gone on for long enough, and if I keep going, it's like we'll go on forever. So it's like, so good night, folks. And oh jeez, what's a good send off for this? It's like I'm trying to have my own unique send off thing for each one. You know what? Just remember, all that has happened now has likely happened before.